The state attorney's office believed that Andrew had essayed his 12-year-old daughter and had killed her after impregnating her. They believe that Andrew...
No. Underneath the jail, you know the core of the earth. You know what? No, there needs to be a new sentence called volcanic destruction. Volcanic destruction, bro. That has to be a thing. That has to be a thing. You see people like this, bro. I don't even want the carbon monoxide that's formed from them when they die to be in existence, bro. I need it gone. I need it gone, bro. Seriously, this is mad. This is mad, bro. This is mad. Yes, my people, how we doing on this fine Sunday? It's Jams. Now, let me tell you lot something. I have a mad video for you guys. Let me just tell you the title. The title alone is already beyond mischievous, bro. One sec. Dad impregnates daughter, gives STD, plus dumps her body on plantation. What's even going on? What's actually going on? If someone can find the answer for me, let me know. Because I can't even tell you. This title is mad. If you've got snacks, get them. If you're hungry, do something about it. Alright, but listen, this is a mad video. Sit down, relax, and let's really get into it because I do not know what's going on and we need to find out.
Content warning. This video is about a sensitive topic involving
100%.
loss of life. We've
Make sure you
removed
got your
any
water.
graphic content to comply with YouTube's guidelines. We aim to provide informative, factual journalism on a tragic event in the public interest that does not dismiss its seriousness. All clips are used under the doctrine of fair use for news reporting and analysis. Lori Annalise Page was born on April 14th, 2011 to 22-year-old
14.
Andrew Wiley and 17-year-old Miranda White. According...
It's already mad. It's already mad. 22-year-old man, 17-year-old. Bro, it's already mad. It's already mad. This is gonna spiral so downhill. This title gives me goosebumps. I can't even lie.
According to her grandmother, Brooklyn Page, Lori was an exceptionally bright and self-sufficient
It's
child.
always the grandmas, isn't it?
She could read by the age of 4 and never gave anyone any trouble. Lori was described by friends as being
Oh, bless them,
extremely
man. It's
shy,
always the little
but
saints,
she
isn't
would
it?
open up with her friends, especially about things she loves, such as Roblox and trending YouTube videos.
Aww.
According to Brooklyn, Lori's parents were never a real couple. She claimed that Miranda wanted to terminate her pregnancy at 6 months, but by then she was too far along. According to Brooklyn, Miranda never truly cared for her daughter. She relocated to Tampa, Florida shortly after Lori was born. Miranda spent her nights out partying rather than being at home with her baby.
Useless.
Brooklyn also claimed that she moved to Tampa to be closer to her family and to help take care of Lori. She was appalled when she learned that Miranda would sleep through most of the day, leaving food out on a low shelf for Lori to eat whenever she was hungry.
Rotted.
Friends and family had similar things to say about Miranda and Lori's relationship, claiming that the two never really bonded. While Lori was cared for by relatives, including her godmother, Daisy Garcia, Miranda was largely absent. Meanwhile, Andrew claimed that he had a contentious relationship with Miranda from the day that Lori was born. He was only able to maintain communication while Lori was still a baby. After that, Miranda packed up and moved states without telling him, ending all contact between the parents until a few years later.
Most of Lori's life was spent in Nashville,
Self-sabotaging
Tennessee.
mother.
At some point in her life, CPS removed her from Miranda's care and placed her with her great-grandfather for a short period of time.
Yeah,
Eventually,
naturally.
she was returned to her mother's care, who by then had started dating a woman named LaTanya White.
Wait, take a step back. Let me understand that. Let me understand that.
Placed her
Hold
with
on.
her great-grandfather for a short period of time.
Okay, that's good.
Eventually, she was returned to her mother's care, who by then had started dating a woman named LaTanya White.
So
In
Gyal Gyal.
Nashville,
Okay, cool.
Lori was said to have changed schools multiple times because Miranda would frequently
Gyal Gyal.
relocate for better work opportunities. According to the Nashville Youth Services and Runaway Bureau, Lori ran away from home at least once while living in her mother's care, but she quickly returned without any incident.
Wow.
Allegedly, she had an explosive fight with her mother and decided to leave home. Tanya reportedly told a neighbor of theirs that Lori was prone to frequent outbursts and screaming matches with Miranda. that she had tried her best to stay out of the situation. In 2021, Andrew had established communication with Lori once again. Custody was split 50-50 between the two, but with Andrew living in Tallahassee, Florida.
Yeah, I bet Miranda would have wanted that because she doesn't even want Lori in the first place. I bet if she had the option, she would have just gave the baby to the dad or Lori to the dad 100%. What a shit mum. A lie? What an absolutely shit mum. You gave birth to a child, then you fucked off for a bit just so that you could party and shake ass. All because you wanted to get dig out by a 20... Oh, man, do not... Oh, guys, we have to be conscious of what we're flipping doing, man. You have to be. This is too mad already. And we're not even at the worst part. This, in comparison to the title, is still pretty tame. Do you get what I mean?
Lori would only visit him over summer break. It was during the summer of 2022 that Miranda called Lori to inform her that she would not be coming to pick her up again. Miranda...
Wait, what?
Only visit him over summer break. It was during the summer of 2022 that Miranda called Lori to inform her that she would not be coming to pick her up again. According to Miranda, she could barely afford rent and didn't have a stable living situation for her daughter. She also claimed that Lori's school year would be disrupted by the frequent moving. It would be in her daughter's best interest to stay with her father. Lori was unhappy with the move. While she might not have had the best relationship with her mother, she had a circle of friends and family in Nashville that she wasn't willing to just leave behind.
100%.
Andrew enrolled Lori in Griffin Middle School for the 22-23 school year and promised her that she'd make new friends in Tallahassee.
Which can happen.
Lori didn't make many friends that year. She was still very shy and she never wanted to take part in any extracurricular activities. One of her classmates claimed that it was almost impossible to keep in contact with her after school hours because she would self-isolate. The student claimed that Lori didn't have social media and was not allowed to use a cell phone.
Really?
Andrew stated that while he did give Lori a cell phone for a few months, he eventually confiscated it when Lori's grades started dropping. And
Monday CRM is...
I can understand that, you know. Kids get like enthralled by phones, isn't it? It's a bit mad, but you know, like I feel bad for this girl, you know. She's had such a like terrible start. Do you get what I mean? Such a terrible start to life, and it's so peak, man, because it's like she's a child, you know. She can't control any of this. It's so unfortunate, bro.
according to him, she was watching inappropriate content online. He also claimed that Lori would just spend time by herself all day, either watching television or playing Roblox on his laptop.
Lori remains in contact with her mother while living with her father in Tallahassee. However, most of their correspondence was via email on the school computer.
What the hell?
Miranda claimed that Andrew wouldn't accept her calls or let Lori speak to her on the phone.
Wow.
Meanwhile, Andrew claimed that Miranda was being irresponsible as a parent and that she wouldn't give him Lori's social security number when their daughter came to live with him. Miranda was also apprehensive about the amount of time that Lori had started spending with her grandmother, Brooklyn. Now, according to text messages shared by Lori's godmother, Daisy, Miranda claimed that Brooklyn was an unsafe adult and could not be trusted around her child. According to Daisy, Miranda had accused Brooklyn of bringing home dates and then expecting her to date them too. Daisy pressed Miranda for specifics, but she wouldn't budge. In any case, Miranda believed that Brooklyn and Andrew were conspiring against her. In May of 2023, Andrew claimed that Lori had a particularly distressing meeting with her mother. Andrew believed that Lori would do something harmful and want to cut Miranda out of their life forever. However, Miranda rebuffed this claim and stated there was nothing out of the ordinary during her conversation with her daughter.
As the school year came to a close, Lori's teachers started noticing red flags. A teacher named Nathan George reported Lori's behavior to the school counselor after she gave him a note asking him if he liked her. He also claimed that Lori would...
Wait. Went to the counselor because Lori asked the teacher through a note if she liked... Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
randomly hug him and that she was unable to regulate her emotions, often crying in the middle of the school day. When confronted by the school counselor, Lori denied everything and claimed the note didn't exist. On one occasion, Lori began throwing items across the classroom in a fit of unprovoked rage, prompting a visit from Lisa Britt, a counselor from the school board. Lisa conducted an interview with Lori, including a personality test. She concluded that Lori was likely suffering from depression and had feelings of inadequacy.
Yep.
People began to question what was going on in Lori's personal life.
I completely understand
Soon
that.
claimed that Lori mentioned how the situation at home with her father had grown violent and volatile.
Really?
One occasion, Andrew allegedly whooped Lori for falling behind in her grades, and on another, he approached her at the school bus stop with a belt in his hand.
What the hell?
This student claimed that they didn't witness the whole event and didn't hear what Andrew said to his daughter.
As a father, do you not feel shame by behaving like that? Do you get what I mean? Like, you'd think that she went through enough with mum. You know that she's now going to live with you. The best thing that you could be doing is rebuilding her self-confidence and her character, no? But instead, you're whooping her and cussing her out and making her feel inadequate and making a small child feel depressed. Bro. Men aren't men nowadays, isn't it? Men really aren't men nowadays. And that's coming from someone who is a fully grown man. It's mad. It's mad. But this is why you should never put yourself in situations that you're not prepared for. Do you get what I mean? And of course, yeah, you can never really be prepared to have a child, right? But just put your best foot forward, man. This ain't it. This ain't it at all, man.
Either. However, Lori told her friends toward the middle of the school year that she was being mistreated at home.
Okay.
Andrew's brother, Antoine Wiley, claimed that while he could be a strict parent, Andrew cared deeply for his daughter and wanted the best for her. He also claimed that Lori would stay with him and his family on occasion, and that he observed Lori watching inappropriate content on the internet a few times. This is the second time we've mentioned someone claiming this about Lori, and based on our research, including referencing searches police would later make, we cannot confirm it to be true or false. In May of 2023, Lori ran away from home after a particularly bad fight with her father and was located later that same day.
And as the pops, why are you scrapping your youth? Why are you actually fighting your kid, man? Just get what I mean? Why are you actually fighting your kid? As a man at home, you should be the natural diffuser, no? But you're sitting here scrapping your daughter. This whole situation is beyond messy, bro. Beyond messy.
She would run toward a friend's home after the argument, stay there for a while, and then went to school later on.
Logical.
Father claimed that he had texted Miranda while their daughter was missing. She replied, "Well, your daughter's gone. Call me when you hear anything."
Bro.
On June 3rd, 2023, Tallahassee police officer Caleb Babb was dispatched to 1229 Continental Court after receiving a 911 call from Andrew. He reported that he left for work at 11 p.m. the previous day, that when he returned home the following day, Lori wasn't there. He told Officer Babb that when he left, Lori was watching TV. He also claimed they'd spent the whole day together. Officer Babb asked about any inconsistencies in Lori's behavior leading up to the incident. Andrew told the officer about the time she'd run away, as well as the distressing meeting with her mother. He claimed that the meeting with Miranda was the trigger that started a chain of events in which Lori was noticeably distracted and withdrawn in the days leading up to her disappearance.
Yeah, of course. This is the thing about a lot of mad people. They're so good at shifting the blame. They make a real talent out of it. Do you get what I mean? A lot of sick people, they're so good at doing that.
The police immediately began canvassing the area, visiting her school, and interviewing friends and family members.
When someone goes missing, every minute counts. Margaret Summers, who's a paraprofessional at Griffin Middle School, knows this. That's why she's trying to get the word out about her student, 12-year-old Lori Page.
I feel like after 14 days, there has to be at least one adult who has seen her or has an idea where she may have gone.
Lori is considered a missing runaway and was last seen on June 3rd near the 1200 block of Continental Court, which is close to Ocala Road and less than a mile away from Mission San Luis. Rhodey Ferguson, pastor for New Birth Tabernacle of Praise in Griffin Heights, doesn't know Lori personally, but he says in his position it's important to help the community any way he can.
We ought to be her family. We ought to look for her consistently until she's safe and sound. I think it's incumbent upon the churches as well in the neighborhood because that's why we're there. We're in the community not just for spiritual growth, but also to be a voice.
Summers says Lori has run away before, but she's always been found within a few days.
I'm hoping that if nothing else, that Lori will come to the school. She knows she's safe there. She knows that people care about her there. And we're in
And it's
summer
good to see that
school,
she
so
managed to
can
make
come
friends
there
as
any
well.
day, Monday through
I'm not
Thursday.
sure if any of you lot noticed
Pastor
that as
Ferguson
well.
forwarded Lori's missing person bulletin to
down a little bit.
the Frontline Pastors Action Council, which is made up of about 26 pastors.
We're going to keep searching. We're going to keep making phone calls. We're going to keep putting her bulletin out there. We're going to keep doing it until she's safe and sound, until we have some type of results.
Summers says Lori's teachers and friends are concerned, and they're just hoping she'll come back.
If we can find Lori, we can hopefully find her a mentor, so next time she faces struggles, she can talk to her mentor and not feel like she has to run away.
And her message for Lori if she's watching.
Lori, you're a great student and a great kid, and there's nothing that you haven't done well enough. Just come back.
Brooklyn
That's for
claimed
real.
that
That's
Lori
this
might
is
have
it,
run
though.
away to live with a man named Maurice Jones, who was the only man her mother had dated that she had ever liked. Miranda and LaTanya claimed that Lori didn't establish contact with them at all. A neighbor of Andrew's claimed that he didn't see anything suspicious in the days leading up to her disappearance or the morning of it. Students at Griffin Middle School claimed that they had heard rumors that Lori had been killed and that her
What?
body could be found at the airport.
What?
Investigators believe that Lori, if she were still alive, would attempt to establish communication with someone at some point. In August of 2023, just a few months into her disappearance, Miranda posted a cryptic message on Facebook. It read, "My baby is gone," with a broken heart emoji. She quickly removed it. Detectives questioned her about it. She claimed that she meant her daughter Lori was not with her, but that somewhere in her heart she knew that she was already dead.
What the
Although
hell?
Andrew complied with the police and allowed bioluminescent testing of his residence, he was still being treated as a suspect in Lori's disappearance. Investigators
Everyone's a
found
suspect,
it odd
literally.
that he appeared unmoved when they told him that Lori might have been killed. They claim that despite
Really?
his daughter having been missing for several months at this point, Andrew didn't seem too bothered by it.
Shit guy,
Miranda
man.
wasn't much help.
I don't like
either,
this guy
and
at all,
reportedly
man.
refused buccal swab testing 3 times before actually complying.
Wait, what?
Reportedly refused buccal it. Miranda wasn't much help either, and reportedly refused buccal swab testing 3 times.
Bro, this woman's been useless from the jump. A lie? She's been useless from the jump. From when she was born till now, she's been useless, bro. Seriously. Absolutely flipping useless. Like, it's such a blessing, yeah, that when this girl was being raised, outside of her shit parents, there were still people that were still giving her those avenues of light to go towards. Do you get what I mean? Oh my god, man. This poor child was just raised in an environment that only spewed hate, with small glimpses of light to just find her in the right direction. And look at her situation now. Oh man. Shit parents, man. Sorry. I just, oh man.
Times before actually complying. The only reason why investigators ruled her out as a suspect was because they retrieved her cell phone records and established that she was in the Nashville area during the time that Lori was said to have gone missing. Meanwhile, cracks began appearing in Andrew's retelling of the sequence of events that night.
Okay.
Not only did police uncover that Andrew had called into work sick on May 27th and May 29th,
Bro.
but the geodata from his phone showed that he traveled as far as Jacksonville, Florida, around the time when Lori was said to have disappeared.
In February of 2024, nearly a whole year into Lori's disappearance, Andrew was called into the Tallahassee Police Department for an interview. When he didn't show up and wasn't responding to calls, Brooklyn was contacted. She told police that Andrew appeared anxious a few days before the interview. He was also infuriated at the suggestion that he might have had something to do with his daughter's disappearance.
And this, in my personal opinion, being named a suspect in something that you know that you did no wrong in should never bother you. If you know that you've done nothing wrong that could affect this situation in any way, shape, or form, being called into a police station for an interview should not bother you. The fact that you're anxious, fair, slightly. Angry and fuming that you have to go back. When this is about your daughter, it's bad looks, bro. Very, very bad looks.
Co-producer
Cybo!
Later that same day, Andrew reached out to the police saying that he would come to the station but would only do so with his lawyer present. In the interview, Andrew went over the sequence of events again. However, this time the investigators asked him more direct questions. They asked him if he had ever disciplined Lori, and he said that he had, but only when it was deemed necessary. They also asked him to name any of her friends, and he couldn't do that.
Really?
Then asked him why geodata from his phone placed him at Jacksonville International Airport around the same time as Lori's disappearance.
Keep it real.
To that, Andrew claimed that he went there to drop off a friend named Tim Brown. When asked for Tim's information, such as his phone number, Andrew said that he didn't have that on him. He also seemed agitated when investigators pressed for more information on how, when, and why he took his friend to the airport that day.
Yep.
Police were never able to get any information from Andrew about Tim Brown.
Yep.
He even invited his brother Antoine to the police department, and he claimed that he had never heard that name before. Still, he believed Andrew would never harm his daughter. He thoroughly believed that Lori was alive somewhere and that she had run away from home while Andrew was at work.
I bet.
He believed she was unhappy with how strict her father was and that she had a pattern of running away from home when things got hard.
And as an unknowing brother, I can believe that. Like, if I was Andrew's brother and I'm only hearing what Andrew's saying, right? Not the evil that Andrew's doing, just hearing what Andrew's saying, I'd probably assume that as well, right? Unless Antoine's just an evil mastermind in this game, and then fucking hell, mate, it's getting a bit messy. It's getting a bit messy.
Hard for her. Brooklyn also stood in support of Andrew, claiming that if there was one thing she knew for certain, it was that he would never hurt his daughter.
Oof.
Simone Robinson,
And
who was
then remember
Andrew's
the
girlfriend
title.
at the time, had been away in Louisiana for military training. She claimed that she had first heard of Lori's disappearance sometime in mid-June when she was given phone access again. When questioned about the existence of Tim Brown, she claimed that Andrew did have a friend named Tim. This was eventually revealed to be a man named Tim Costume, who claimed he had never flown out of the Jacksonville International Airport. Simone also revealed that there were old cell phones and laptops in the home, which Lori would sometimes use to play Roblox. Police asked Andrew to surrender those devices, but he refused.
I bet.
Eventually, they turned up at his house with a probable cause search warrant.
Nice.
Both of the devices and his Dodge Charger. Andrew was reportedly laughing and making jokes before getting into a coworker's car while the police were at his home. When bioluminescent tests were conducted on the Dodge Charger, traces of blood were found around the front passenger seat and front passenger window.
The smoking
about
gun
to get
came
real.
a few days later in
about
March
to
of
get real.
2024, when investigators were able to retrieve information from Andrew's seized devices that showed he'd made contact with an online travel agency. He purchased a one-way ticket to San Juan, Puerto Rico on June 2nd, 2023. He then traveled to Jacksonville, where he retrieved the tickets. But he never made his flight and asked for a refund instead, which was denied. Police also believed it was strange that within a few months of Lori's disappearance, Andrew had moved homes and changed his cell phone number. They also couldn't get a direct answer from Andrew on what he did on the 2 days he called in sick from work. Tim Brown was obviously a fictional character he'd made up right there and then on the spot.
Yep.
Not to mention the one-way ticket to Puerto Rico.
Yep.
Andrew had also applied for a passport around the same time, despite not needing one to travel to Puerto Rico.
He was trying to
What made
cut.
investigators even more suspicious
He was trying to go.
that on the day of his scheduled flight, he called 911 to report his daughter missing.
Oh my god, this guy thought he was a mastermind, mandem. He basically was like, alright, cool. We might as well set this in motion before I just automatically become a suspect. I'm going to apply for a passport. I'm going to fly out there. I'm going to make ways, right? I'm just going to make ways, right? And after doing that, they'll never see me again. Then they'll find out the evil I've done. And they'll never be able to find me. Bro. Man, them are evil. Man, them are evil. Damn.
Police then asked Brooklyn to call Andrew with them present. The investigators claimed that while Lori's grandmother repeatedly tried to direct the conversation toward the missing girl, Andrew would veer off and talk about his mental health struggles.
Oh
example,
my gosh,
Brooklyn
man.
told him that she wanted to decorate Lori's bedroom in remembrance of her upcoming birthday that year. Andrew ignored this statement and went off on a tangent about how infuriated he was that police were treating him as a suspect in Lori's disappearance.
Oh, bro.
Meanwhile, police were able to track Andrew's credit card usage to a pharmacy where he was believed to have purchased contraceptives in late May of 2023. Now, as we mentioned previously, his girlfriend Simone was in Louisiana for military training, and he did not disclose information about any other women he was seeing at the same time.
Later that same month, police were able to extract information from an older iPhone that was retrieved from Andrew's home during the February 2024 seizure. This cell phone, along with other devices, had been factory reset. However, experts were able to pull up data from the iPhone that included searches including Bad Neighborhood, Tallahassee, Florida, and Apalachicola National Forest dead body. During the search, the device viewed a Quora page on which a user asked the question, why would police stop looking for a missing child, saying the delay of the search is based on where they are in the investigation? Wouldn't they still need to find the child? Geodata from the same phone showed that Andrew had traveled to Thomas County, Georgia in the early hours of June 1st, 2023. Police traveled to the scene where they conducted searches all across the area and even on private residences. On April 5th, 2025, the remains of a young woman were discovered in thick brush near where Andrew's cell phone had shown his location. Several bones of the same skeleton were located and submitted for DNA comparison.
Oh my God.
On April 11th, the results indicated that the remains were indeed Lori's.
Oh,
Investigators had enough.
No, I just gotta chill. I just gotta chill, bro. This is mad. This is so mad. I think what's breaking my heart right now is the fact that the body was decomposing for so long that these lot had to get samples from her bones. This poor girl deserved so much more, bro. So much more, man.
Evidence to arrest Andrew later that same day, concluding
100%.
a 22-month-long investigation.
Yep.
He was formally charged with second-degree murder in connection with the death of his daughter. According to investigators with the Tallahassee Police Department, Lori's murder was intentional, but not premeditated. They believe that Andrew had gone into a fit of rage and had attacked his daughter. State Attorney Jack Campbell claimed that Andrew had killed Lori on June 1st, 2023, just a few days before calling 911 to report her missing.
Wow.
The state attorney's office believed that Andrew had essayed his 12-year-old daughter and had...
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. I already hate this man. Like, badly as well. Look at his fucking shit face. Seriously. No, turn my camera off as well. I don't even want to be involved in this for a sec. One sec. Hold on. How do I even do that? Hold on. Look at his... Bro, look at his fucking shit face. I hate this man. I want all of you lot to know this. I hate this man. I'm going to run that back as well. One sec. I'm going to run that back. I want everyone to understand what was just said.
Lori on June 1st, 2023, just a few days before calling 911 to report her missing. The state attorney's office believed that Andrew had essayed his 12-year-old daughter and had killed her after impregnating her. They believe that Andrew...
No. Underneath the jail... you know the core of the earth. You know what? No. There needs to be a new sentence called volcanic destruction. Volcanic destruction, bro. That has to be a thing. That has to be a thing. You see people like this, bro. I don't even want the carbon monoxide that's formed from them when they die to be in existence, bro. I need it gone. I need it gone, bro. Seriously. This is mad. This is mad, bro. This is mad.
Had murdered the young girl and then buried her remains in Georgia the next day.
No.
Attorney Campbell also revealed that Andrew was being treated for an STD around the time that Lori disappeared. He claimed that Andrew had gone in to get treatment for some venereal disease, but that he would not allow doctors to examine him This raised suspicion, and it led several investigators to believe that perhaps he was looking to get medication to treat someone else.
Unfortunately, deal every year where people do impregnate children and even their own children. If he had gotten her pregnant, if he had given her a venereal disease, those would be hard things to explain. Is there somebody who I feel is responsible for not catching it? No one else other than Andrew Wiley was responsible for what happened to Lori Page.
According to Tallahassee Police Chief Lawrence Revel, the truth started coming together when they revisited Andrew and asked him to retell the story. He said, people that are telling the truth typically don't have problems retelling the truth. Adding, people who are telling lies really have a hard time keeping all of those straight.
First and foremost, thank you for being here. Today is not a happy day. Today's a sad day in the sense that we did recover the remains of missing 12-year-old Lori Page. I told you 2 years ago we would never give up. I told you 2 years ago we would find Lori and we would bring her home. I told you 2 years ago that we would find who did this and we would arrest them and bring them to justice. And today I stand before you to tell you we have done just that. So we have recovered Lori's remains and we have arrested the person responsible for this crime. After a comprehensive and exhaustive 22-month investigation into the disappearance of 12-year-old Lori Page, the Tallahassee Police Department has arrested her father, 36-year-old Andrew Wiley, on the charges of second-degree murder. Since Lori's disappearance in June of 2023, detectives have pursued hundreds of leads, conducted interviews across multiple states, examined digital evidence, and searched extensively across North Florida and South Georgia. The case evolved significantly over time, with key developments ultimately leading to Wiley's arrest. The following provides an overview of the timeline of events that we followed.
Oh my God.
June 3rd, 2023. Lori Page is reporting missing by her father, Andrew Wiley. And at that time, he claimed she left home with her backpack sometime in the night while he was at work. Summer of 2023 to early 2024, detectives pursued hundreds of leads across state lines. Lori is never located, and the story provided by Wiley begins to show inconsistencies. February 2nd, 2024, a phone is seized from Wiley's residence. A forensic analysis uncovers questionable internet searches, including queries about remote areas with bodies of water in Alabama and Georgia. March 2024, as more consistencies in Wiley's statements are identified and new information about his relationship with Lori emerges, detectives shift their focus more heavily towards Wiley. Early 2024, based on digital evidence, detectives begin searching a remote, brush-covered area of Thomas County, Georgia, known locally as a plantation. Multiple searches are conducted but yield no results. April 5th, 2025, following a prescribed burn.
Sorry, I've just been sitting here processing this all. This nasty fucker, this nasty man actually got his own daughter pregnant and then gave her an STD. You got your own, you sexually assaulted your own daughter. There are just foul people out here, man.
They cleared heavy brush in the area. Detectives returned to the plantation for another search. This time, they located human remains. The remains are processed by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, again, like I said, in 4 days, and positively identified as those of Lori Page. This case has deeply impacted our community.
100%.
For nearly 2 years. Lori deserves a safe home and a full life. While today's arrest will never bring her back, it does bring us one step closer to justice.
100%.
This arrest is a testament to TPD's unwavering commitment to solving violent crimes and bringing justice to victims and their loved ones. Anyone with any further information in this case is urged to contact TPD at 850-891-4200. To remain anonymous, you can call Crime Solvers at 850-574-TIPS. Again, we extend our sincere gratitude to the many officers, community members, and partner agencies who supported this case. Your efforts helped ensure that Lori Page's story will never be forgotten.
Andrew maintained his innocence, claiming that the police had the wrong guy and that he would have never done anything to harm his own daughter.
Shut up, man.
His brother Antoine set up a GoFundMe shortly after he was arrested. While the fundraiser was taken down as the platform doesn't condone raising funds for the defense of violent crimes, the original post sought to raise over $100,000 to uncover the untruths made by the Tallahassee Police Department and to bring the real person responsible for Lori's murder to justice.
All to find out
On
it was
June
still
20th,
him.
2025, 2 years after Lori's disappearance, Andrew passed away at 5:36 p.m. while in holding. According to the coroner's report, Andrew died of a pulmonary embolism and it was brought on by natural causes. The Mayo Clinic defines a pulmonary embolism as a blood clot that blocks and stops blood flow to an artery in the lung.
That's karma taking its course. I don't know why, but I deeply believe that's just karma taking its course, bro. That is a higher power that's just gone. This monster gone. I swear down. Man said it is a blood clot that blocks and stops blood flow to an artery in the lung.
Andrew Wiley, the man accused of killing his daughter Lori Page, is dead after having a medical emergency. The Leon County Sheriff's Office confirmed his death late this evening. According to LCSO, staff moved Wiley to their medical unit and attempted life-saving measures. They say the 36-year-old died a little after 5:30 this evening.
Unfortunately, this means that the criminal case against him will not proceed to trial and is effectively closed. Prosecutors have stated they are confident in the evidence pointing to Andrew Wiley as the person responsible for Lori's death, including digital forensic data, suspicious behavior, and location tracking that placed him near the site where Lori's remains were found.
Exactly.
However, because he died before conviction, the court cannot officially declare guilt, and Lori's family will be left without the closure of a full legal proceeding.
Such a
Authorities
sour
have
taste,
indicated
man.
that unless new evidence emerges implicating another party, that the case will remain inactive. Many community members felt a mix of sorrow and relief at the news of the arrest after nearly 2 years of uncertainty and grief. Candlelight vigil and bubble-blowing ceremony were held at the Adderley Amphitheater in Tallahassee in remembrance of Lori shortly after police found her remains. The crowd received candles and bubbles as the song Human Nature by Michael Jackson played in the background. The event concluded with a moment of silence for Lori.
100%.
Margaret Summers, a staff member at Griffin Middle School who had spoken with Andrew during the investigation, described the arrest as a sobering conclusion to a painful case, saying, "It's a dark ending to a dark, twisted tale. It's had multiple shocking revelations. This is just the last one." Margaret claimed she had met with Andrew during the search process and later reflected that his behavior had seemed off, even when she was offering him comfort.
I think that at the beginning she was thought to be a runaway, and I think that initially based on that the ball was dropped. But once TPD picked up the ball, they ran with it, and they ran with that ball all the way to the woods in Georgia.
Pastor Rudy Ferguson, a local community leader who helped coordinate searches and awareness efforts, expressed mixed feelings.
For real.
The way she was found ought to be in our memories for the rest of our lives.
What, bro? I literally said the same thing.
As well, because we have been looking for a long time, and even though we got the news that we didn't hope for, we got the answer that started the process of closure, and this was it.
Ay, man. That was a heavy video, bro. You see topics like this, bro. They're so sensitive, bro. They're so sensitive, and it's so crazy. It's so crazy to find out what this man done, and in the legal state of things, the fact that he wasn't even fully brought to justice really can leave a sour taste in your mouth. But my personal opinions on it all is good riddance, bro. Seriously. If we're all on the same page, if all of the viewers watching this video right now all on the same page as me, that know in their heart of hearts that this man was the killer, impregnator, and sexual abuser, good flipping riddance, bro. Anyway, if you guys did enjoy that video, I will always link the original video in the description. Tell me what you found as the most interesting or intense part of the video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great Sunday. Take care.